do if they rebuild this place?
Like I say, it was the scariest thing ever.
What the hell was that?
And then all of a sudden there was actually a large black mass.
It just didn't feel right. I had to get out.
It's 10 to 12. We're going to see if we can capture this music box.
She's up the steps. Shh, shh, shh. I can hear her.
We heard you. Can you say it again?
My name's Rob Taylor and I'm a filmmaker from Melbourne, Australia. I first heard of the Larundel Mental Asylum when I was searching for locations to shoot a horror movie, and I came across stories all over the internet about ghosts, the apparition of a young girl, also reports of a music box, a child's music box that plays at the stroke of midnight. It intrigued me so much, I just really wanted to find out for myself whether the place was haunted or not. The asylum was first constructed in 1938, but it was first taken over by the Royal Australian Air Force to be used as a training depot during World War II. And after the war, for about 8 years, it was converted into flats where it housed over 100 families. And it wasn't officially opened as a mental hospital until 1953. I decided to go to the Public Records Office of Victoria to see if I could find out any more information. During my research there, I came across a lot of letters from patients and family members, and it really did paint a picture of how violent and tragic the environment was in there. My question is, can a place that has so much built up emotion, can that stay in the building? Can that energy still be there? And the only way to find that out was to go in there and see for myself.
A family member became quite unwell and wouldn't go to a doctor or see anyone, had no idea, and they were really unwell. So they ended up in Larundel. Of course, we went to visit, and it's probably the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Basically, a couple of years ago, I come down for a bit of a look around just the outside of the building. Around it was only around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, sort of getting dark, not quite, and I could hear footsteps coming up, and then all of a sudden there was actually a large black mass. If you can imagine a cloud that's solid, right, actually rushed past me into one of the underground pump rooms, and then all of a sudden in there was a massive crashing sound. The thing we find with lunatic asylums or mental hospitals, which we do a few others as well, we investigate quite extensively, is that you're dealing with souls that possibly are trapped here because they're confused still.
So then the door was opened by a nurse who then had a breakdown because we had a little baby with us, and I was greeted by an Asian lady who was in the ward as well, and she was saying, "Baby, baby, I killed my baby."
You'll hear music boxes. The music, like an old wind-up music box.
Yeah, apparently there's a young girl there as well.
Yeah,
that belongs to her.
There are a lot of different energies here.
Like I say, it was the scariest thing ever that I've done, really. And then there was another person just sitting, tipping water over their head, and I don't know, I felt quite vulnerable, to be honest. I know there was a woman raped in there. There was someone who thought they were Jesus Christ, and there was someone who thought they were Hitler, like the delusions of grandeur. I now know all that, I didn't at the time.
Well, they say that the dark shadow figures can be
shadow
demonic.
people. Well, shadow people are a different thing again, and we've come across them, and I've actually photographed them, which are usually we find negative, so on the nastier side of things. This thing here was. It could have been just a lost soul showing itself that way, or it could have been something more.
One of the people tried to kill the other one by putting one of the fire hoses down their throat and turning on the water.
I've been doing this work for pretty close to 20 years, and you can feel energies. You know, you can feel good, bad, you can feel when you're being watched.
There was the locked ward, and then when people became better, there was the ward where it wasn't the locked ward, basically. And you could hear, there was a woman one time that I was there, had made a friendship with a person inside and just calling out their name over the wall, like really eerie, you know. Yeah, it was pretty sad and scary and sad, all mixed in one.
So, what do you think the chances are of us capturing this music box?
Well, probably if you're going to be around when it's a lot quieter,
Yeah.
big possibility, yeah. But look, you know, I don't believe you'll just capture that. If you spend enough time here, then I believe you'll capture a lot more. Because the buildings are being knocked down doesn't mean the spirits are gone necessarily.
Yeah.
A lot of the time the land is what's holding the spirits, you know, where they stay. The building is a secondary, not all the time, but in this case I believe that would be the case, and I believe that they will have some activity.
We didn't really feel any strange energies to begin with. The state of the building was an absolute disgrace. It was very much vandalised, and to see these beautiful buildings destroyed like this was sad. We went downstairs into the locked ward. That's when things began to change. We found this one particular room. We don't know what it was used for, but we know that it was the area where the more violent patients were locked. But as soon as we walked into this room,
I don't like how it feels in here.
it just felt horrible. I took out a digital recorder to see if we could capture any spirit voices. If there's anyone here, can you come talk to us? How did you die? Straight off the bat, I hear this sound, and it sounds like a growl. It sounded like it was right behind me. If there's anyone here, can you come talk to us? The interesting thing is that no one else heard it. I was the only one who heard it. It didn't sound like anything else in the room at the time. The only real sound was the wind outside and the metal sheets banging on the windows. I've got absolutely no idea what that was. We just want to communicate with you. Can you come and communicate with us? Listening to the audio over, I heard what sounded like more voices. Can you come and communicate with us? I'm skeptical about it because it's not overly clear. But then I heard another voice, and this one scared me. Make a noise if you want to be heard. I'm not convinced, but that's what it sounds like. And that's all it comes down to. That's what it sounds like to me. I was having second thoughts of going back. We decided to go back and investigate at night time. And we decided to go straight back to the main building. The crew was myself, Keely Macy, Nick Marnie and Sam Wise-Austin. The only equipment we had was audio recorders and infrared night vision cameras. The way night vision cameras work is that they have an infrared light on them. It illuminates the darkness, but it's invisible to our own eyes. So the only way for us to see in the dark is through the cameras.
So right now we're going into a B ward. This is where they locked off most of the worst patients in this building. Remember where that room was? Was it down here?
The first piece of evidence we came across was a ball of light that hovers in the doorway to one of the patient rooms, and then it just shoots straight up and vanishes. This ended up being a common occurrence. It's something we can't see with our own eyes. It picks it up on the night vision camera.
Sorry. Really, really cold down here, man.
I was just gonna say that.
I had a bad feeling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, definitely gets spookier down here.
Yeah.
This is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's really cold here, man. Yeah.
It just felt as soon as we walked through that door, the whole atmosphere changed. It was a very cold feeling.
It felt awful. It felt as if there were, if it wasn't just one thing, but a few things attached to it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't like it in here. At all.
It wasn't a nice feeling at all. It felt as if we were wanted out of there. We were not welcome.
And roll on the digital recorder again.
Is there anyone in here who'd like to talk to us? What is your name? State your name.
It didn't take long for more orbs to start appearing.
It keeps going in and out of focus.
Did you see that? Yeah, did you see that?
Really?
Some of these orbs, I believe, can be dust or bugs.
I just saw another anomaly.
The problem is with dust and bugs is that it's not see-through.
Record. I just think I just saw an anomaly.
These balls of light are completely transparent and they move around on their own. Some of them would just shoot straight out of our body. Some of them would just shoot across in front of the camera.
What are you going to do if people move in here?
I think there's some kind of energy. Whether they're spirit related, I don't know.
And right now, I am feeling a bit lightheaded and my heart is pumping quite fast.
At this point, Keely started to feel extremely sick.
Digital recorder shut off. Really? It just stopped, man.
I'd like to leave. I felt so uncomfortable that I had to leave. And I've never felt that feeling in my life.
Keely refused to go back into that room.
Right now our cameras are turning off, going in and out of focus. Oh, I just saw what? I don't know, I swear. What? As I put my torch up, I don't know, I think it could have just been the torch, but I don't know, I swear I just saw something move across. Yes. The shadow? Shadow of the torch on the wall? Yeah, except I swear it moved to the side. Are you filming that, Nick?
I noticed a shadow move from right to left and go into a room, and that's when I just really, that was when I felt most scared and really boosted up the heart rate.
Which direction did it go, Sam?
It moved from right to left. It's really cold, man. Yeah, it's very cold here. Were you just here? Are you here?
I think a lot of us noticed a cold patch that seemed to be contained within themselves. It was as if you could move your hand into a certain area and feel the temperature decrease.
Just got cold here, very cold. I think it's a draft, man. Yeah, it's just my right arm.
It's just your right arm?
Yeah.
When we look back over the footage, an orb just appears and shoots straight out of my back.
I think it's a draft, man. Yeah, it's just my right arm.
What do you think that room was?
Don't know.
Whatever it is,
Maybe like
something's,
a common room or something.
yeah, something's hanging around there.
Something definitely not right in that room.
And it certainly doesn't want us in there either.
Was that?
I heard that.
It's just the roof.
Yeah, because that was the bad room yesterday as well.
How did you feel, Keels?
Oh, my head and my heart was just pounding and I just didn't feel right. I had to get out. Had to leave. Didn't want me there. Whatever it was.
So at this point it was getting close to midnight, and we figured now was the time to see if we could capture this music box.
It's 10 to 12, 10 to midnight. We're going to see if we can capture this music box. Sam and you, Nick, stay downstairs.
Yeah.
Keely and I will go upstairs and we'll try and capture it.
Cool.
Let's do it.
We're going to go into the room that we think was the foyer.
So we're upstairs. We're going to see if we can capture this so-called music box. Right now everything seems pretty quiet. There's not really much activity. What was that noise? Who's that?
Hello? Is anyone in here?
I'm gonna roll on the digital recorder.
It felt like we were on the verge of capturing something. It felt like something was going to happen soon.
Is there a little girl here? Can you come and speak into this light?
What is your name?
If you've got the music box with you, can you play it for us?
There is a theory that ghosts can drain your battery supply. And at this point, all our batteries had died, which effectively ended our investigation. Although we picked up a few orbs here and there, I wasn't overly convinced. So we decided to go back for another night.
Alright, so we've come back for a second night. The night is a lot quieter. It's a lot warmer. It's about 25 degrees. And I don't want to sound like a skeptic, because I do believe in this stuff, but the place is falling apart. It's a lot of noise, so it's really hard to tell the difference between what could be paranormal and what is just the place falling apart. So now that it's a lot quieter night, I think we might have a better chance of capturing any audio. We've come a lot later as well, so traffic on the road will be a lot less.
It's 12:05.
I heard that.
was unable to make it. So we took our friend Jeff Hand.
Guys. Why are these doors shut?
Hey?
Why are these doors shut?
No. If anything, they're more open.
Turn the light off. Shut them
They weren't shut.
They weren't shut last time.
This is the locked ward. This is the locked ward. This is where they locked all the psychotic patients in. Someone might have been in here since. But yeah, the doors are shut now. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
How was that?
That wasn't bats.
Sound like footsteps. Coming from this room. It's the same room we were in last time.
Oh, you're joking.
No.
I was so determined not to let this bad feeling that I had last time affect me.
I don't like it.
No.
It feels horrible walking.
Yeah, I'm getting weird. I'm getting weird feeling. Yeah, it's in the stomach.
Me too.
I was skeptical of noises because there were bats and there were things going on there, but then as soon as I went into this one room, I just automatically felt different and it just felt a bit heavy.
I'm not feeling good in here at all.
What do you feel? What are you feeling?
I just felt just heavy, weak and a bit shaky and just doesn't feel comfortable.
At first I thought maybe this is just anxiety. I'm feeling a bit, a bit nervous, a bit scared.
What was that?
That's pretty big.
All of a sudden we hear this whipping sound.
What was that?
That's pretty big.
We took some digital still photos. Nothing showed up there, so we decided to head to building N1.
I think this was originally used for
This is weird in here.
female patients.
This is strange.
I'm not going to be lost.
And recording.
Is this the female ward? Is there anyone here that likes to speak to us? We did review some footage and we captured a ball of light, an orb, if you will. Is there anyone here that likes to speak to us?
If you look closely, it floats up, disappears, and then reappears, and then shoots out of frame. I have absolutely no idea how to explain this.
Guys,
Oi.
What?
guys,
What?
the camera just turned off.
That's just creaking.
The hell was that?
That was
Door on the
creaking.
door.
My camera completely shut off by itself, and at the same time, in the background, is the sound of this door creaking. It was like something out of a horror movie. It absolutely scared the hell out of me.
That was just creaking.
The hell was that?
That was
Door on the
creaking.
door.
Yeah, it sounded like a door actually.
There's no wind, dudes.
Yeah, I heard that again.
Let's check it out.
We've gone to try and find what door it is that made the sound, and by complete accident, Keely has filmed outside the window, and in the distance you can see a thunderstorm. And the interesting thing about this is that this thunderstorm would later come into play in our investigation.
Did you just make this door move? Do it again. What are you going to do if they rebuild this place?
Came from down here.
I don't hear other footsteps. Is that wind? Yeah, it just opened up. I swear, unless it was like that. Here. Yeah, it's opened up. Just saying, we started to move off. It wasn't like that before.
It moves pretty easy. This could have been the sound.
That's probably the sound.
Yeah.
That's
I swear it was close a bit more before.
We did notice though that it was opening to the outside, so we're pretty sure it was just a breeze or a gust, but that got the heart rate going for a bit.
I don't think there's anything paranormal there.
So we can't get into these buildings because they're being redeveloped. They've fenced the whole place off, boarded it all up. So I think we should probably go back into the main building and probably set up some static night vision cameras.
Try the second level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually remember hearing what sounded like a female voice. Did anyone else hear that?
No, I didn't hear it, man.
Didn't hear it. What did you hear?
It was like it sounded like a voice, like a female voice. Like a sort of noise.
A female moaning.
Yeah, even like maybe a girl's voice or something. That's what it sounded like. And this could have come off the street, you know, it could have been from anywhere. Who knows?
So we've set up a night vision camera. Can't really see it. It's pointing at the doorway. So we're going to leave that here. We're going to place a digital recorder and see what we can capture. Pressing record.
There is a flash that is very similar to the orbs. Is it the camera picking up on electromagnetic fields? And how are they here in a place that has absolutely no electricity?
And the time is 1:30.
We went straight upstairs to do an investigation upstairs. During that time there was a thunderstorm, and when we looked over the footage and we reviewed the audio, I was absolutely shocked to hear what sounded like a young child screaming. And when I heard this, I absolutely freaked out. Shortly after, you hear the same voice call out hello. While we were upstairs investigating, we had absolutely no idea that this happened. But the audio on our camera did pick it up.
Yeah, that was me, sorry.
It actually sounds like it's far away and then moves straight past the camera.
Yeah, that was me, sorry. Yeah, that's a teddy bear. Yeah. Teddy bear leg. Look. Put your torch onto the teddy bear leg. That's, yeah. Children.
I swear I just saw an orb. Or it might have been a bug or something. I'm seeing some weird shit on this camera.
Really?
Whoa. It's dust.
Yeah, what's it down there?
But I'm not getting anything.
Look at my camera.
Oh yeah, I just got something that just went straight across.
Really?
From
Look at
one
that.
side to the other.
What is that?
Oh, see, I'm not getting that at all. I think that must be.
It could be bugs and dust.
These balls of light merged together, and if you watch really closely, they actually merge together and then move into a door frame, and dust and bugs don't do that. So what was it? Was it a manifestation of a spirit? We had 3 cameras pointing in the exact same area, but it was only my camera that picked it up. Sam's camera actually showed none at all,
But I'm not getting anything.
but Keely's picked up 1 or 2.
Look at my camera.
Oh yeah, I just got something that just went straight across.
Really?
From
Look at
one
that.
side to the other.
What is that?
That's probably the most convincing paranormal activity that we had visually.
I quickly flashed it down there to work out what that was, but it's just a reflection at the back. She's up footsteps. Shh, shh, shh.
I could hear footsteps. We were all standing completely still. There's that much glass and crap on the ground that you have a crunch every time you step. Except these footsteps were very different. They almost sounds like a hard sole on wooden floor.
I quickly flashed it down there to work out what that was, but it's just a reflection at the back. She's up footsteps. Shh, shh, shh. She's up footsteps. Shh, shh, shh. She's up footsteps. Shh, shh, shh.
It just seemed like this thunderstorm, all of a sudden, the paranormal activity in the whole place just came alive.
This battery's been drained. My thing was full.
Your battery's been drained.
It was completely full when we started. Let's just drain really quickly. Spaceships.
Did you hear that? I can hear it. Sounds like music. Hello. Oh my god.
So we hear this voice calling out to us, and we have no idea where it's coming from. It sounded like a child.
At the time, I didn't realise whether I was hearing things or whether it was coming from outside.
We did start hearing a child's voice, and automatically I'm thinking it's coming from off the street because it was very clear.
Hello. Oh my god. Did you get that, Joe?
Hello?
Let's go follow it. Go follow it. Go.
this voice had emotion behind it. It sounded like a lost child. It sounded scared. It sounded like it was echoing or moving through the building.
Where could it come from down?
No.
Hey? I originally thought it was music, faint music playing. And then when I properly listened, it seriously sounded like a young female. Shh.
Dude.
You sure it's not coming from outside?
Dude, I heard it over there, and then 2 seconds later I heard it down there.
It could possibly have been on the street, but then 2 seconds later, I hear it from down the hall.
I believe it must have been a spirit of a little girl who is lost or unaware that she has passed on.
It was the kind of hello as if they were lost or looking for someone.
I've got chills, major chills.
Yeah.
I've heard that a few times, you know.
Did you capture that, Jeff?
Yeah, I recorded the whole thing.
Do you think it was someone outside?
It could have been someone outside, but at the same time, it's think about how late it is at night. Why would a child be out?
And I can hear it twice at 2 different angles.
I'm super spooked out now.
Hello? We heard you. Can you say it again?
Even if someone was in the building, even if it was a child outside for some strange reason who is walking around calling out hello at 2 or 3 in the morning, there's no explanation as to why 1 minute it was outside, the next minute it was down the hall.
We just heard what sounded like a female or a girl calling out hello. And it was pretty damn spooky. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from.
It seemed like it was coming from 2 different angles.
It convinced me that the buildings are haunted.
I feel really spooked out after that. We just heard.
Why?
We just heard a girl scream out hello, and it sounded to me like it sounded like the voice was moving. Did anyone else get that?
Yeah.
It sounded like it was moving, and like moving through the air. That's what. Did you get that?
Yeah.
It's like it felt like it's like.
Tonight was a better night. I think we captured some good stuff. We heard some voices. We heard footsteps. We'll see how we go when we review all our footage and audio.
I'm spooked. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming in, man.
No worries, man. Cheers.
If there's anyone here, can you come talk to us?
Almost sounds like a growl, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's not. Doesn't sound like part of what should be there.
It doesn't.
No. That's interesting. It's prolonged scream, isn't it? Seems to be.
Let's say, as a skeptic would say, oh well, it's a car screeching outside.
Yep.
It's a tram.
Yep.
Have a listen to this.
That's a lot closer.
That sounds like a hello.
Yeah, that's a lot closer than.
And it's the same sounding voice, and it's the same reverberation.
Yeah. If it is a scream and a, hello, it's like they've come closer to the equipment.
I'm seeing some weird shit on this camera. Yeah. Whoa.
It's dust.
That one's interesting. That one's interesting. Part of it is dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got stirring so much up when you're walking through there. But that one there, that was really interesting. That was interesting because of the way it's lit, the way it moves. To me, yeah, that's good. I like that one.
That's what we like to hear.
I quickly flashed it down there to work out what that was, but it's just a reflection at the back.
That's footsteps. The footsteps were really good, really solid. Yeah, that's good evidence.
And they kind of sound like they're getting closer.
Yep.
As well.
Yep. It's that's a really good catch. Yeah, and it's not a random knocking, banging. It's footsteps.
The next thing was the moment where we definitely thought the place was haunted.
Yep. Hello. Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting.
And
good catch. That's interesting. I like that. That's great. When you guys hear it and you captured it, you know.
Yeah. Again, it
awesome.
was at about 2:30 in the morning.
Yep.
When this happened, so
yep.
It wouldn't necessarily be a young girl.
No, exactly. You wouldn't think so. Yeah. But you've been wandering around that place. You would have heard other people if there was other people around. You know, it's a place where you hear things. You hear people walking. You know, if there was someone else in there, you would hear them. It certainly sounded like hello. You know. Yeah. So yeah, and that if that's and it's similar to the one down below. So that's one of the spirits. She might be intelligent enough to and she's not not a residual but intelligent. So she's following you around. She's interested in what you're doing, maybe.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah. And if she was a bit scared of the thunderstorm, so she might want to be near people. You break it down and you have a look. Okay, well, one, it's audible. You hear it with your own ears, right? You captured it, right? You're hearing it moving like it's in different spots. That's of interest. But that's really good stuff, man. Some of that was really cool. Yeah. So really some good stuff there. And as I said, little things like okay, when you heard that scream, and I've gone, okay, well, what about the trams? Because make screeching noise. But the time. Trams don't run that late.
Yeah,
they're finished.
Right. It was about 1:30.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure trams, if you check them, will finish sometime around midnight.
Well, that's all the evidence we got.
You've done well. You've done really well, guys. That's awesome.
After we wrapped the investigation, for about a week, I felt quite sad. The spirit of this young girl is still there. It saddened me to know that she was there alone. It's one of the most powerful experiences I've ever had in my life.